Hi, I'm Rosh from Energy Matters. Welcome to our podcast, A Road to Zero, where we dive headfirst into all things renewable. Join us as we chat with industry experts, tech specialists, and some of your favorite TV and radio personalities, asking the renewable energy questions that you want answers to. Our goal, a zero carbon future. Today, I am absolutely delighted to invite Robby Clark, the Portfolio Director of Marine Exhibitions Australia, to the show. Robby, how are you?
Good, thanks, Roshan. How are you going?
I am very well, mate. How is the jet lag? I believe you just got back from Munich.
I did. Yeah, I got back from Munich on Sunday. Look, what a fantastic event Intersolar is, and had a great time meeting up there with lots of current customers and future ones as well. Yeah, amazing show. I mean, Europe knows how to do these kind of things on such a huge scale, but we're still very proud of what we deliver here in Australia.
Look, absolutely. I mean, look, I've been obviously in the industry for over a decade, and it's great to see the progression that Australia has made with those shows. They seem to get better every single year. And we will get onto that in a second, Robby. But look, like anything else, I mean, I'm sure my viewers and the audience are keen to know a little bit more about yourself. So, Robby, just tell us a little bit about your career today. How did you get into this industry?
Well, the events industry, I got into this when I was 21. So as you can probably tell from my hairstyle, a few years have gone past. So 20, nearly 30 years working in events. I've had the privilege of working in all sorts of different industry sectors, which is great and really sort of, I guess, helped develop my perspective of what works at a trade show for its customers, for its exhibitors, and for its visitors and all stakeholders. I've worked on everything from natural gas events, mining industry events, packaging sector events, food service, and the list honestly goes on and on and on. But right now, I have found myself to be in a very enviable position to be looking after the renewable energy portfolio at our business, and it's been an amazing journey. I started on this event in 2016 when the event was a third of the size of what it is now. Still with a huge amount of passionate supporters for the sector, but we've just seen this sector boom. And so has the event itself as well. So we find ourselves now in a position where we're pretty much running one of the largest events in Australia, All Energy Australia, in Melbourne, and then of course it's a sister event in Sydney with Energy Next coming up in July.
Fantastic. I mean, look, we're very excited about obviously All Energy. That's a massive event for both industry as well as for consumers. But Energy Next is what we're here to talk about, and we shall. I love the event. I mean, it is much smaller, and I think what's almost great about it. I mean, look, there's a number of things to love about it, which we will chat about. I mean, First and foremost, what I do want to ask you, and you have done a great introduction about how you got to where you got to, but what do you love most about what you do? I mean, what do
I love most? For me, it's about the connections between our visitors and the exhibitors. I think that's the most important thing. Over my years of working in different sectors and different events, you hear some great stories of how you've managed to connect a buyer and a seller, an exhibitor, with their customer. And how that customer, they met them at one trade show one year, and next minute, they're their biggest buyer or something like that. It's just we love that as a whole sector. It's that connection. We have our own tagline that we're in the business of doing business, of driving businesses. So, of building businesses, I should say, and that's exactly what we do. We help other businesses find new business, so as well as connect with existing businesses as well. I mean, that's what the events, people love going to events, so that they can rub shoulders or have a beer with their peers, discuss the latest products and innovations at the trade show. So yeah, that's what I love. That I think one of my old colleagues used to call that serendipitous moment where you've just suddenly discovered a new thing, a new person, a new contact, a new customer, and that's what exhibitions are fantastic at delivering.
No, that's absolutely bang on. And like obviously that period, that gap, with where we're obviously unfortunately impacted by COVID globally. I mean, that really was, this was particularly one of those areas where the industry kept on going, but missing that interaction was so paramount. And just watching when things open up finally, and we were having events. I mean, it was just almost like they were almost like it was almost like a party atmosphere, because it was so
Mm.
good to be around your peers again, back in the industry, like sort of finding out who's who in the zoo, what's changed, and
Yeah.
it became, I think it actually is magnified, the impact these events have, because you kind of
Yeah.
finally, even now, a lot of people are still haven't really gone back to work. I mean, they are working, but it's still very much a home office slash business premises, maybe split week. And
Mm.
so these events, once again, are even more impactful by the fact that it's some of the only interaction they're getting. So it is a great
Yeah.
time. I personally love it.
Yeah, me
Um,
too. Me too. Yeah, COVID obviously was a terrible time for our industry, for event organisers through to event suppliers and the venues themselves. It was very, very difficult. But as you say, we've come out the other side of it, and the first events that we first full event cycle that we got through in 2022 was just amazing. And despite a lot of people working from home, obviously installers aren't working from home; they're still climbing up
no,
on rooftops.
exactly.
The rebound has been absolutely incredible, from exhibitors' perspective, and also especially from visitors wanting to come along, delegates coming along to the education forums. It's been fantastic to be back to the normal business again.
Fantastic. Well, I've had a quick look at your website, and I can see there's some very familiar names exhibiting, which I'm very excited about. Can you tell me a
Yeah.
few of the big brand names exhibiting this year, and the type of exhibitions we can expect to see?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we've got some big players there this year, and I guess some all energy stalwarts that we love to have at the shows. 5B are joining us with the event for the first time, which is awesome. Ostra Energy, one of the great distributors within the business, are also exhibiting there. We've got a bit of a take up of electric vehicle charge stations at the show this year. We've got some new brands in that space, which is really exciting. We've got some new customers from overseas as well that are joining us for the first time. So that's fantastic. There's some from China as well. As you know, China make quite a lot of
Absolutely.
high quality product in this space. So it's very exciting to have them there at the event. New South Wales government have a stand there this year, which is great. Really
Wow.
showing off that they're supporting the industry, and they're doing that in our second year show, which is just brilliant. So it's been great to have them at the show. We got Longy Solar exhibiting at the show. Obviously, one of the world's largest manufacturer of PV in that space, and everything connected to it. So it's wonderful to have that mega brand, if you like, exhibiting at the show as well. Schneider Electric, of course, wonderful to have them exhibiting at the show. That's the first time they've exhibited with us at the show for a long
Awesome.
time, including All Energy. So it's great to have them back. And obviously it's them and their other brand, Clipsal. They're promoting electric vehicle products as well. So it's going to be great to have them at the show. So yeah, plenty to see from. Tongwei from China are also exhibiting there, again with high quality PV space as well. So lots to see for for the installer in particular, who's going to come along to see the exhibitors, but also go along for the CPD point program as well.
Yeah, no, fantastic. I mean, the education piece is awesome at these events, especially your one. I mean, it's packed with speakers and really good speakers
Yeah.
at that. I mean, seriously, I mean, like I remember last year. I mean, it was just great to come along, just have a walk around and see the exhibitors and shake a few hands and see some familiar faces. But then, from an education point of view, I don't. And given the event, I mean, we'll talk about if there's a cost of it, but really, even if there was, I mean, it'd be such a high value event in terms of what you can learn. I mean,
Yeah.
tell me some. I know there's a lot of presenters, but can you just highlight a few of the key ones that would be on stage?
Yeah, I can. I mean, like you say, that we pride ourselves on the level of education we provided out at the shows. All Energy Australia and Energy Next. We work really hard with our conference production team. It's headed up by a lady by the name of Philippa Shepherd, and she does an amazing deep dive into the sector and to find the best possible speakers. It's free to attend. To answer your question before, we have a business model where we like to provide education for free. And we do tend to find what that does in turn is actually drive a high volume of visitors to the event as well. But we want to make sure that we don't deliver poor quality education, that the education is of its highest quality. So when people come along, they really are hearing from the best of the industry experts. And it's for both of our events, Energy Next and For All Energy, it's the number one driver for visitors to attend the event is the education. So like I said, we're very, very proud of our education at the show. For this year, we mix it up every single year. When we finish one event, we do post-event reviews of what we delivered and what satisfaction levels there was with our attendees, and then we also do a survey, deep dive sort of survey into what our visitors want to hear about in the future, because often that can change, so we then make sure that the next education program is up to date with what our visitors want to hear about. So yeah, our website currently has up there the education, one of the stages on the education forum, and this week we'll be launching the installer CPD point program also onto the which is the Clean Energy Council's Solar Masterclass. Will also be up on the website as of this week as well. Everything to do with advancements in the PV space, of course, that's really important for us. PV is obviously the lifeblood, if you like, of Australia here. So there's obviously always a strong focus in that area. Long duration energy storage is another big topic for us as well. So we've got a fantastic session there on long duration energy storage technologies and development. That's also been backed up by Bureau Veritas Australia, who are chairing that one with a panel of amazing speakers, including Tim Harris is the CEO of Redflow. We've got Mark Swinterton, CEO of Green Gravity, also participating in that panel as well. Kira Rundle, commercial and strategy for Raygen as well on that program, and many others. So what we tend to do with our program is we put on panels, and so that you get a chance, even though you might sit in one session, you get a chance to hear from 5 different experts in that one session. Yeah, a whole range of speakers with a range of different ideas as well. I think I mentioned before, there's a lot of EV flavour this year. So again, we've been working with the New South Wales government to make sure that we've got some good EV subjects within the conference program this year. And so yeah, that's been fantastic. And there's obviously a talk in there about the Teslas as well as just the charging stations as well. A bit of renewable energy target updates as well from the Clean Energy Regulator. It's always important to hear what's happening in the sector and where it's going into the future as well. EV charger infrastructure as well. Have a bit of a focus on startups as well. We want it, with COVID taking place, startups obviously would have found that a very challenging time to move their business forward. But we've been working with Energy Lab to come up with a bit of conference programming within our event around energy startups and decarbonising the Australian economy. And Megan Fisher is the CEO of Energy Labs, will be chairing that session as well. And we've got some amazing people coming along onto that panel as well. It goes over 2 days, and it's jam packed. It's meant to be free to attend. It's meant to be a drop-in sort of session. So my suggestion to visitors is to have a look at the website, time your attendance at the event around a session that you want to also hear about and as well. And if you're an installer and you're looking for CPD points, also again grab a look at that website and you'll be able to see what the programming is for that, and you can get those important CPD points at our show as well. No charge, all free to attend.
Which is absolutely amazing. I mean, even when I was reviewing the website and looking at the speakers, I mean, you pay like hundreds, if not, a grand plus to attend a seminar with this much education and that caliber of speaker. I mean, just from a learning perspective, I mean, if you look as an installer, as someone who's just interested in the industry themselves, or someone who's at a utility level who really wants to incorporate and add sort of renewable energy to their to what they're doing. I mean, they're literally something for everyone. I mean, I've kind of high leveled it there, but who would you actually recommend attend Energy Next? I mean, is it literally anybody and everybody to get something from it?
In terms of attendees? Oh, look, yeah, absolutely. I mean, installers are, obviously a core group of visitors, and consultants and engineers are a core group of visitors that come to this event. But if you're involved in the investment side of things, the policy setting sort of end as well, there's something in there for everybody as well. So it does tend to be quite broad. And then there's just businesses. If you're a business and you've got a great big roof, or you're in agriculture and you've got land, and you want to decarbonize, and you really want to start running your business through your running with renewables, and also reducing your energy costs, this is a great expo and education forum just to learn more about that and how you can transition as a business as well. So it is a business to business event. It's not an open to public event, and same with All Energy Australia. But it's quite a diverse group of attendees that do come along to this event. But the common thread is they're all coming along to learn something, to gain something new that they can take away and grow their own business, and obviously under that banner of decarbonisation and transitioning to running their businesses from renewables as well.
No, fantastic. Well, look, I know a lot of our partners are super excited to go there, and most of them to actually learn and see the latest updates in terms of when they're planning and strategizing for their business for the rest of this year, next year. They can incorporate some of the education and learning, as well as having that sociable beer. I mean, the beer, the beer in the evenings, and those lunches obviously are key to the event. But that's obviously the Australian way, which
you got to do that. Yeah. Having just been to Germany, I can tell you it's the German way as well.
I can absolutely.
Yeah.
In terms of the actual setup of the show, I mean, the ICC. It seems to be the go-to, doesn't it, for anything that's being staged in Sydney? I mean, you guys consistently staged everything, in my knowledge, at the ICC. I mean, is it that sort of venue that you just can't go look away from?
Yeah, look, absolutely. I mean, we love the International Convention Centre, the ICC. It's a great venue, great location in Darling Harbour. Obviously, it's also been it's relatively new if you consider it versus a lot of the other convention centres around Australia. So it's one of the latest ones to be completely bulldozed and rebuilt again, which is also really exciting. So we love doing Sydney the events there at ICC. It's not the exclusive venue that we do our events at. We also do things at Sydney Showgrounds as well, which is another wonderful venue in Sydney, but not necessarily for this particular event. And the reason we run, one of the major reasons we run Energy Next at the ICC is because we have a partnership with the Clean Energy Council, and in that partnership we run Energy Next alongside their Australian Clean Energy Summit, which is essentially the Australia's largest paid-for conference. That's been around for I think up to 8 or 9 years now, and its home has always been the Darling Harbour. It's always been ICC. Or Sydney Convention Exhibition Centre prior to that. So we wanted to run the two events side by side. For us, what's great about that relationship is even though they're separate events, and one's a paid for conference and the other one is a free to attend exhibition, is that any of the delegates that go to ACES, that's the Australian Clean Energy Summit, can also go to the exhibition for free. So they even though they may have paid for their conference attendance at the ICC, it's a very, very short stroll, like 100 meters stroll down to Hall 1 at the ICC to go to Energy Next as well. And that conference does deliver those high-end policy setting, banking and investment sort of style delegate to come along and also do business with our exhibitors as well. They're big influencers in the market, obviously, and so they're very important to the whole distribution channel. So we make sure that they're invited along to the event, and our exhibitors like to do business with them as well as doing business with the people who ultimately use their products, the installers, etc. So it's about delivering that diversity of audience.
And that's a massive draw card if you're actually exhibiting as well, to know that you actually just next door you have some high rollers.
High rollers,
yeah, which is absolutely fantastic. Robby, I mean, really, with in terms of looking at carbon footprint and how Reed and even the ICC can go about sort of reducing their carbon footprint and staging these shows. I mean, is there anything to highlight that's been done this year to kind of have that further reduce carbon?
Yeah, look, we're on a journey to really improve in that area globally across our entire business. But specific things, so for nowadays, we've reduced our print directories now to digital directories, and that's been really well received. We've done global surveys where that shows that that's definitely the desire of our customers is to try and do what we can do to reduce our carbon footprint as well. So. We're embracers, obviously, of a live to attend event. But we do try and minimise our own travel to the event. So everyone for our event who's organising Energy Next is a local team. So therefore, we have less of a travel impact there as well. Not too much print material anymore. All of our signage is also recyclable. So if we can do digital signage, we will. And if we have to do any kind of print signage, we do it on a fabric which can be reused, which is fantastic. They literally just tear it all up again, and then they rebuild a whole piece of new fabric again. So we try wherever possible to make sure we've got reusable products or digital products when it comes to our signposting and signage as well. Things like carpet. We are fortunate here in Australia where we use carpet tiles for most of our events, so they're reusable. So they're literally put down, washed and reused again at the next event. So very, very minimal impact when it comes to some of those things like that. And of course, other things like using LED lights to reduce the usage of power, etc. So we definitely do all those things. And our exhibitors, we're finding a lot of our exhibitors are also doing very sustainable stand builds as well, using different materials that can be reused or recycled or repurposed as much as possible. We're finding a big trend in exhibitor stand builds to be heading that way as well.
Are there going to be some pretty cool looking stand builds this year?
Yeah, absolutely. And look, the builds are always fun, but it's the product. Everyone gets excited about the product. We got some
tech.
we got some the tech. Got some we can't tell you until you get there kind of products as well that people are really going to be keen to see. So, but yeah, it's the product that sings the most. But they always, these brands like I said, Longy Solar and Schneider Electric, etc. They present them in such a beautiful way as well. And I know that our visitors really like to see that.
No, fantastic. Well, look, I for one, I can't wait. I mean, just to sort of digress very slightly and talk about All Energy, just a sneak preview. I mean, if you are an exhibitor who's not at Energy Next and still thinking, damn it, is there still space at All Energy? Is there still room for someone to exhibit if they really wanted to, or is it too late?
A little bit too late, but call us anyway because and make contact with us because look, things can change with certain businesses. There is possibility, but it's very, very, very limited. We're very fortunate with All Energy Australia. We've expanded the event 4 times this year already. We're already 6,000 square meters larger than what we were in October last year, 2022. The show has just seen phenomenal growth, and what's really pleasing, it's not just the growth, it's actually the content itself. The exhibitors, the brand new to Australia customers, the exhibitors that are displaying for the very first time, looking to enter the market and show off their amazing technology. So yeah, it's going to be. Come October, 25, 26 October, it's going to be the biggest one we've ever done by a long way. And again, education is super, super important to us. So we're still offering our education for free. We have a plenary that kicks off the day at All Energy, and then we break off into 7 conference streams, all dedicated to all different sectors. Everything from the latest in hydrogen to solar PV, wind, onshore, offshore. The list just goes on and on and on of what we cover off. And if you've attended before, you would know that the breadth of what we offer is quite significant at All Energy Australia. So it's something to look forward to in October in Melbourne for sure.
Absolutely. Well, I can tell you now. I mean, as one of the media outlets, I mean, you provide us enough source material to last us, for a lifetime from each of these events. So it's absolutely fantastic, and we love covering them. So, look, Robbie, thank you so much for your time today. I do appreciate it.
Thanks, Roshan.
I'm definitely looking forward to attending, and I'm sure like all of our installation partners and subscribers will be as well. So, guys, for anyone out there, if you have yet to consider Energy Next, you can register absolutely free of charge with the link shown below. So definitely go on. I'll leave that there for a little while. And feel free to register. You can also jump onto our website. We'll be publishing some content leading up to the event. It'll also be on social media. So please, please do. And we can't wait to see you down there. We'll be there and certainly having a beer in the evenings and have a bit of lunch in the daytime, but just catching up with some amazing technology. Robbie, thanks again, mate. I do appreciate it.
Thanks, Roshan. Thanks for the interview. See you at the show.
See you then. So, guys, as we said, definitely get down there. It's an awesome event. As I said, it's very different. All the events throughout the year are very different. But this one I particularly like because of, once again, for the speakers, the education component, it's absolutely amazing. And you literally just can go there and just download. It's almost like being in the Matrix. So look, before we finish off, remember that you can get, if you haven't gone solar yet, you can get three free quotes for solar power via our website, as well as a free energy bill comparison. Loads of 100% renewable energy plans on there. So feel free to check it out and see what suits your local area. And please do subscribe to our YouTube channel if you haven't already, as well as follow us on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter. Other than that, we can't wait to see you in Sydney if you're down there, and enjoy the rest of your month. See you later, guys.